Hey, what's up everybody? It is Tony from Lido Loca, and this is some breaking cruise news. Yeah, it's being reported by Newsweek and other sources that on March the 6th, last Tuesday night, there was a woman who fell from the Norwegian Epic and was subsequently rescued. It's a 1,000-foot long ship, almost 200 feet wide, and she was sailing from the Bahamas back to Port Canaveral when the incident happened. Passengers on board say around 9 o'clock there was a call that there was a man overboard alarm, and shortly after that the ship began to slow down, and then rescue ships were seen in the water. So fortunately the ship was able to stop and rescue the woman who fell overboard. And it's an interesting scenario. We hear about it in the news from time to time. In this case, it was a positive outcome, but in many instances, it is not. Some of the factors that work toward whether a rescue is successful or not is, of course, how quickly the person overboard is noticed and reported, and then how quickly the ship can either stop or turn around. The ships move fairly quickly, and so if there's a 20 or 30 minute gap between when the person overboard is reported, or even shorter than that, the ship covers quite a bit of distance, and almost impossible at night to go back and find the person. And then yeah, so those are really the big factors: how quickly the ship can stop, and whether it's noticeable when the person goes overboard. Doing a little research, I found that there's a government regulation that regulates responses to man overboard, regulates the height of railings on commercial vessels. And that was a law enacted in 2010 called the Cruise Vessel Safety and Security Act. And that is what regulates those things. And then in an article from Fox News Travel from 2015, a spokesman from Holland Cruise Line actually outlines the steps that the cruise line, at least Holland America, takes when there is a man overboard call. So just a high overview of what happens, at least in Holland America, when the call comes in that someone's overboard. The bridge, of course, where the captain is notified. Next, crewmen are dispatched to the location on the ship where they feel like the person may have went overboard, and they are there to assess the situation. Of course, look into the water, see what the scenario is, and formulate a plan on how to act. If it's determined that the ship can perform a rescue, of course the biggest thing that needs to happen is the ship has to be slowed down and oftentimes turned so that they can try to return to the spot where the person went overboard for a better chance during the search. And then anytime somebody goes overboard, the local authorities are notified. And so the odds of just randomly falling overboard are minimal. And so a lot of the times there's an investigation that takes place to determine if there was foul play, somebody was pushed, or what contributing factors resulted in the person going overboard. So that's it, just a quick news recap. This happened just a couple days ago. Fortunately, everything turned out well. It's a significant thing to fall from a ship. From what I understand, the person is now in a hospital recuperating, and so our thoughts go out to the family and of course to the person who went overboard, who now has to deal with that. But yeah, so you know, it's a rare thing, and that's why it gets so much attention when it happens. But let me throw it over to you guys. Have you ever been on a ship where somebody's gone overboard, or a situation where the ship has had to stop and change direction? How did that affect you all? You know, was it noticeable, or how well was it communicated? But yeah, I'd love to hear your comments on that. So until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye.